Okay, I just want to thank all of you for coming today for the volunteer training. My name is Heather Donifrey, and I am the development manager for Northwest Indiana. I am new this year, so very excited to take on the 3 walks of Porter Lake and LaPorte County. I want to take time to provide you with some event information. I know I have sent that to you via email, but I thought we would just take some time to go over it. And that way you're able to feel empowered to be a resource, to be able to answer those questions that you might receive from the guests on event day. So first of all, we just want to thank our team wants to thank you for investing your time today for the meeting and to prepare us, as well as the walk day, which is on a Sunday and a weekend, but I know you guys are all going to help me to make it a memorable experience. We're very excited to put it on for all those caregivers, for those whose lives have been impacted with Alzheimer's, and I know from some of your stories that you all have been impacted as well. So we just want to make it a very memorable experience, and I think the best way to do it is just to kind of walk through some of the details and logistics, so we're all ready and prepared. You guys mean so much to the Alzheimer's Association, and from some of you who have walked in the past, others like Diane, who works for the company. You all know that this is one of the largest events that we have that raises money and funds for Alzheimer's care, support, and research, and it's held in over 600 communities nationwide, 13 here in Indiana, and 3 in Northwest Indiana, which you are part of this amazing group for Northwest Indiana. So the walk is really a good entry point for the community to be able to be introduced to our services, our 24/7 care, our education and caregiver and support groups that are here locally. We're able to create awareness through our walks, so the community is aware of those services that we provide, and we provide at no cost to them. So before, let's just go ahead and go over the dates. I know the dates and times you guys are very familiar with, but the Lake County Walk is on Sunday, September 18th at Wicker Memorial Park. This is in Highland at 8554 Indianapolis Boulevard. So it's off of Indianapolis Boulevard and Ridge Road. Now, some things to know before we attend is it is a rain or a shine event. So we certainly are hoping for sunshine. However, we may encompass rain. And if we do, we just want to make sure you're all prepared for volunteering over the few hours that you'll be there. So wearing comfortable shoes. You will be given a volunteer shirt to wear when you check in. So you can wear that over what you already have, but you can wear it or not, but it really does help those participants know who volunteers are and who to come to with questions. Consider, sunscreen, wearing layers, having a poncho if it rains, maybe even having a drawstring bag or a fanny pack so you don't have to set your purse down or leaving it in a car. You can bring your keys and your phone with you. There might be times that you want to take some photos of the event and help us out that way, and having your phone on hand would be great. Some of you may have a role where we would need to call you, just maybe if you're a route monitor, to call you in and let you know all the walkers have gone through and we're ready to thank everyone and bring the event to a close. So we may ask for a phone number that way. It is not too early in the morning because it is going to start at 1, but do consider that eating before and hydrating before. We will have snacks there. However, it is lunchtime, really, that you're going to be there. So just make sure you are fueled for the event that you will be doing. We ask all volunteers to register prior to coming. It does have a waiver and it does have a photo release. So we do ask that you register, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and do so. And if not, then you can sign a paper waiver at the event itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the timeline. If you are an event setup volunteer, then you'll come early and set up at 11 o'clock at Wicker Park. all other volunteers will be checking in at noon, and then you'll be checking in at the volunteer check-in area. And when I show you the map, you'll see where that is, but it is on the pavilion porch area. At 1 o'clock, we will begin our festivities, and we will have vendors. We'll have ballet folkloria, which we're very excited. They're the Spanish dancers that should bring color and fun and dance and music to our event. We'll have line dancers, face painter, animal balloons, the DJ, kids games, team photo area, and then food we'll have. So we'll have granola bars, bananas, water, and donuts. So during that 1 to 2 o'clock will be the time where we'll have the events, and people can just take their time and moving around, visiting with their friends, taking their team photos. At 2 o'clock, we will start the Promise Garden ceremony. And just prior to that, if you are working the route, then we'll ask you at 1:45 to go ahead and start by the start line, and they'll take you out on the route just so you're ready and prepared for when the ceremony does start. So the ceremony is really, it's a moving display of hope that represents the reasons why our participants are walking, and it helps them just put a visual to what some people are going through with loved ones and caregivers. So it is a moving experience, and our pivotal part of the event. We'll have an MC that will direct the 15 to 20 minute ceremony. We'll have a middle school sing a beautiful inspirational song during it, and we'll have our representatives hold up flowers that signify why they're walking during the day, and I'll go ahead and go over those flowers in just a few moments. The walk will begin, like I said, at 2:15, and then it'll last probably a half hour to an hour. We do have 2 routes, so some will trickle in a little earlier than the other. If your volunteering time is done and you have done all of your volunteers, we ask if you would like to walk, and then secondly, to head over to the finish line to the thank you brigade and cheer on all those walkers and thank them for coming when they're coming back. Okay, and next we'll go ahead and go over the map. So this is the route map for Wicker Memorial Park, and it has an inset map, so it's a little bit confusing, but we'll kind of go through it. The closest entrance is on your left. You'll see it's a west gate entrance, and it's by the sand volleyball courts. I might have said tennis courts in the emails, I apologize, but it's a sand volleyball courts. And then if you just go straight in, you're going through a parking lot, which you can park there if those spots are open. And then to the left, in letter A, that's the pavilion. That's where we will be. If you look over to the right, you'll see another entrance called Main Gate. That's off of Ridge Road. If you do happen to come in that way, which is absolutely fine, you'll just follow that around the parking lot and make your way over to the pavilion. The routes are a 1 mile route and a 2 mile route loop. So the inner loop, which is inside, can you see my mouse moving or no?
I can't, no.
Okay. It is inside the parking lot loop, if you see that. So there is just a brown, you can see some of those arrows. Thank you, Julie. That is going around, and that is the 1 mile loop. Down where it's about to stop right there, sorry, a little bit further down, Julie, is a water stop, and you can see where it splits off. So if you continue going up, you'll finish the 1 mile. If you go straight ahead, you'll move into the 2 mile. If you keep on going to the right, you'll pass Internal Flames and go up along inside Indianapolis Boulevard, past the dog park, and then it goes into the golf course. So it goes up and around, and then it goes around beautiful path around a golf course. So you can choose to walk that way. And this will probably be questions that you'll have. How long is the routes? Where do they go? They all are paved. So anyone in wheelchairs, strollers can feel comfortable walking both routes. So we will have the one water station down there where they split off, and then we also will have the water, of course, when they're having the snacks that they can fuel up that way. Restrooms are marked around the park. If with a two-person symbol. So there are multiple restrooms. Our pavilion itself does have a restroom attached to it. So we do have a private restrooms, which is very nice as well. Any questions on the map?
No.
Okay. So we move on to the layout of the pavilion. Where it says pavement on the bottom, if you're coming in from the entrance, the west entrance, you're coming in from the left side and then coming in then down the pavement. And that's like where the parking lots were. We will have two paved areas where it says greeters. We'll have greeters standing there kind of welcoming the guests and kind of meeting them where they are. So they'll just be walking around and asking if they can help them, asking if they have been registered. And if not, they'll have a QR code where they can just scan it and they can register right there. And it's a short registration process. If they don't want to use their phone or don't have their phone, then they can head to the check-in area. There's two tables there where someone can help them with registration or do paper registration. Also, if they brought any donations in an envelope, check or cash, there is a donation box there where someone will help them fill out the correct forms and envelope and deposit it there. For safety, we will have an ambulance on site and we will have a first aid station. If there are any weather-related issues or unwanted guests, we'll be able to use that pavilion for shelter. We will have two officers staffed, armed and staffed, one standing near the cash check-in area and one overseeing the park and the walkers in our area. So again, the greeters will welcome them. If they have registered, they will just welcome them and send them over to the Promise Garden, having them choose one of the flowers. It's a pinwheel flower, that, if you could see in my picture, where they can decorate them and write the loved one's name on the flower, and that's what they'll be walking with. We also have the vendor tables, which are those rectangles. You can send them over that way. We have the patio up to the left where snacks and water are. So you can send, if anyone's standing around, just invite them to have some snacks while they're waiting. On the pavilion itself, up on the left is where the DJ will be. And then there will be, that's where the promise ceremony will happen up there on the pavilion. So people will just kind of stand in front of that. Where it says pavement for dancers, that's where our two dance groups will be coming. So you'll want to take center area and watch the entertainment. Over to the right on the pavilion is the volunteer check-in. So when you arrive, you'll come down the greeter pavement and then go right to the volunteer check-in up the stairs on the at the pavilion. Right behind that is the restroom, so very close and easy access. Right in front of that pavilion is the team photo. So if anyone's standing around, we're empowering you to invite everyone to do the different activities that we have to keep people moving and keep the event exciting. They can go over the team photos and someone will be taking their picture with their cameras. So they will have their pictures automatically and they can just enjoy them throughout the day. Below that is the game area where we'll have some kids games and some fun activities happening right there. Okay, so just a couple of the roles. So if you're the greeter, we kind of went over the greeter is the check-in table. You would be assisting people with paper registrations, helping them with their donation envelopes. If you are in the Promise Garden area, again, over to the left, you'd be handing out flowers. We ask one per person and just for them to choose the most meaningful reason of why they're there and choose that color flower. And there are signs there that help designate what each color flower means. And then they can decorate them and just encourage them to, make their flower personal. If you're at the volunteer check-in and that's your duty, then of course you'll be checking in the volunteers, handing out their t-shirts, and then helping with giving their job responsibilities and sending them off to the person who they go to, which once you do come, you do get your volunteer assignment. We do have volunteer leads that will, is kind of the head of the department. So there is a lead for Promise Garden, a lead for check-in, and we'll send you there, and then they'll give you some instruction of what your role is. If you have dual roles, maybe you have Promise Garden and you have water table, you'll do the Promise Garden. When that is complete, you can go back over to the volunteer check-in table and they'll tell you where then your second responsibility is and who the lead is for that. So you can always go back to the volunteer check-in area. If you are working out on the route, then that is really giving those participants kind of direction of where to go. So there are some split offs that might be a little confusing. So you'll just be standing there helping them and cheering them on, creating some excitement. The water station obviously would be handing out the water to them. At the thank you brigade, that's where we're going to hold up some signs, have noisemakers. I have some pom-poms. If any of you play an instrument or do anything fun, we just want to make it really fun and exciting for when they come back in. Okay. So we thought we would develop some frequently asked questions that you may encounter during the day. One of the most common ones will be, where do I pick up my shirt? So for previous walks, we did hand out t-shirts. We're making it very easy at check-in that we do not need to do that because they are being automatically sent to participants. For anyone who has earned a t-shirt, a participant must raise $100 to receive the shirt by the walk day. And that walk day deadline was August 19th. So those participants had to have $100 in their individual account to be able to receive them. If they did not get it in by that time, no worries at all. The next round of shirts will go out in about 3 weeks after the walk. So they will still receive their shirt if they've had raised that dollar amount. So the walk t-shirts and the Champions Club gear are being shipped directly to the participants' addresses on file. So this does give you some time if you want to check your own participant site and make sure that you do have a t-shirt size in there and an address correct on file. So it will be sent directly to the location it needs to go in the size that you prefer. The walk t-shirts and Champions Club incentives will continue to be earned through December 31st. So walk day does not end on September 18th. You are able to continue to fundraise and continue to reach those incentives through the end of the year. So many have fall and Christmas fundraisers, Thanksgiving fundraisers, so no worries that your dollars will still be able to be credited to the Champions Club and t-shirts if you would like to earn those. Okay, so you might be asked, what is Champion and how do I earn that medal? How do I earn that sweatshirt that someone's wearing? Well, the Champion Club it's based on individual fundraising totals. So these amounts are individual and not team-based. So for example, if I'm on a team, I'm on the Alzheimer's team of 5 people and we have raised $500 as a team for doing a bake sale, that doesn't mean that I'm going to earn a t-shirt or I'm going to earn the medal. It is per person. So as an individual, if I raise that $500, I would. So champions raise $500 to $999 individually. Grand champions raise over $1,000 up to $2,500, so $2,499, and they earn, let's go back. So champions will earn their t-shirt. In addition, they will earn the medal. Grand champions will earn their t-shirt for hitting 1,000. They will then also earn the medal and receive a long sleeve shirt. Elite grand champions are those that have raised over $2,500 individually, and they'll earn them the t-shirt, the medal, the long sleeve shirt, and the polo, the long sleeve zipped up sweatshirt hoodie. So I alluded to the colors of flowers earlier, and they probably will be asking, oh, why does someone have yellow? What does blue mean? So Promise Garden has colors designated, and it may be difficult for someone to choose which one they want because they know someone who has been impacted in many different areas. But if we can try to choose one, we would prefer that. Blue means that someone is living with Alzheimer's or another dementia. A yellow pinwheel flower is someone who's caring for someone, so a support care of Alzheimer's. Purple is if you've lost someone to Alzheimer's disease. And then orange is just supporting the cause that the association's vision, the world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia, so showing the support of our mission in general. Okay, so important keynotes. I alluded to a couple of these earlier. We are going to have armed security. We feel very safe at all events, but these days, right, it's an outdoor event. We just want to make sure we're doing our due diligence. So we have an emergency plan in impact, whether it's inclement weather or if there is just something that doesn't look right. Everyone is empowered to be aware, and if you notice something, definitely let one of us know so we can take action very quickly. So if you see something, say something. Again, we'll have the first aid kit on site and the ambulance. If someone falls or anything happens, we're able to take care of them. To be able to identify our Alzheimer's staff, we will be in purple polos as I'm wearing right now. And the committee group will be wearing teal shirts. So it'll say committee on the back. So feel free to ask any of us questions. And then again, feel empowered to make the best decisions that you can as well for the guests. My contact information is on here. If you feel free to ask me any questions you may have as you are moving forward with volunteering, as well as just for your own questions that you might have about the Alzheimer's Association. So my phone number is there and my email, and I am happy to answer any questions that I can. Most importantly, we want to thank you for your important role that you play in Alzheimer's research, resources, and care, and for the support of the community. This is going to be a very exciting day, and anytime we can bring our information in the community, you will see so many signs. If you have not been there before, there are so many signs about Alzheimer's education and just creating awareness in the community for even those that are just walking around the park on their own. Hopefully they're able to see the great the great work that all of you volunteers do in helping to support Alzheimer's. So I look forward to seeing you all on walk day, and we are all crossing fingers for a sunshiny, beautiful day.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions that I can answer?
What's the earliest we should be there?
12 o'clock, unless you are first set up. If one of your roles is set up, then 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, okay. And there'll be signs. So you said Pavilion A is where we check in, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we will have people, greeters at the other entrance, the main entrance, just to make sure that they come around the loop correctly. We will have so many signs out, it'll be hard to miss. But if you do come that way, we will have some greeters in that entrance.
Okay.
Hmm?
Parking, we could park anywhere, or is there going to be signage as well for that?
You can park anywhere. So the spots I'm sure up front will probably be used first, but there are along the side too. If you pass the pavilion, there are free parking everywhere around.
Okay.
I think that time of year in September, I think that it's probably not as busy as it was now that kids are back in school and people aren't thinking of going to the park quite as much, but hopefully it should be open. And I know some people have asked about dogs. There is a dog park on the other side of the park. And I think you do have to pay for it or be a member of. I would say if it was a small dog, we are looking at least, right now we at least have 250 participants. And then you think another 40 to 50 with volunteers, and we still have a week for registration. So we easily could be at 300. So I would not want to say no to a dog, but I would say there will be a lot of people that may want to leave the dog at home.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's any other activity going on that day at the park?
I know that there is the day before and there is right after. I am not sure on the other side what else is going on. I will double check that though and see if there's.
Because last year there was. And it wasn't a big deal, but
Mhm.
they came and wanted to drink our water,
Oh,
which was a little problem.
yeah. We will be aware of that and I will double check again with the,
Okay.
because I know events keep, do pop up quickly.
How do you know what role that you've been assigned, whether you should show up at 11 o'clock or 12
You
p.m.?
should have received an email that had it in a yellow highlight.
Yeah.
If you did not receive that, was that Diane that was speaking? I'll go ahead and resend that or just make sure that you have it. Oh, I think you're muted, Diane. I believe though you
I
were
see
the
it.
check-in. Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
see. Okay.
So it's what the highlight is. If there was a little descriptor down below, it might not have, there was a few that had gone out that might not have matched. So it is what the highlight role is. Hi, Sabrina. I see that you have joined us. Any other questions I can answer?
I think I'm good. I don't have any more questions.
Okay, well, I just wanted to thank you all for taking the time this evening and for taking the time on the weekend for the day of event. We greatly appreciate it and look forward to a great day.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you all.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.